Okay, welcome back. Just entered Slaughter Shaft. Um, did change the build to the build suggested in the post. So I went further into this tree to get, specifically because I wanted 2 points of sustainment. Also, having the Eternal Fist is very nice for Shaft because it does proc Allure every time it jumps, and that's nice to group. Did go a little deeper into the Brawl tree, all the way to Brawl, because getting Brawl actually is a damage increase here. Since we really don't need the critical or the gun damage from the blue tree to actually kill mobs, even anointed pretty much fall over with this. I am using the same gear. Um, Most of my gear has splash damage on it. I did change my shield to a corrosive to balance out the fire damage that I'm going to be doing with the face puncher. I'm using a redundant face puncher. Oop, let me change that to a different one. Where's my redundance? That one would probably be good. Where is that? This is the one I want. So, I'm going to just go in there with this. Idea behind it is, of course, to spam my Ties That Bind. Well, not Ties, Eternal Fist. So that I can keep getting free CC, free gun damage from Dread, and clear the content. So you can use either the redundant or the deep dive for this. Redundant is better overall. You will kill quicker. Oh, forgot to change the grenade. And I prefer the redundant. But for Shaft, I only use the redundant when it comes to actually dealing with the oh, damn. So basically, I try to bait them into blowing up my shield, but it's kind of difficult because you don't want them to like kill you in the process. But you do want them to shred your shield. It's a little bit safer to have them shred your shield in this, so that you don't actually like overkill and kill yourself. This is probably the worst place to fight in the shaft because of this particular area. This particular area isn't extremely comfortable with the shooting star. We much rather to be over here. And I'm just actually gonna bust my stuff up real quick. And kill the badass there. Kill the badass there. Basically just following the badasses. Don't need to see, just need to know exactly where they are. Roundabout. And probably should use my phase cast. It's always useful, right? Uh, and that's why we take melee damage anyway, because you want to be able to finish them without relying on the star 100% of the time. A couple people on Reddit pointed out that it's probable that other builds might perform better in these scenarios. That's probably true. I just really like the face puncher, and I really like the shooting star, so I really like to go with this combo. It's not maybe not for everybody, but if you want to basically just blow things up all the time, I really like that part of it. And that's probably my favorite thing, though, the ability to just like you got knocked down, but I mean like for like a half second. fast goons get busted. Shoot myself to keep the shield down. Tink get blown up. There it goes. Run into the fire pits. The fire splotches are pretty good with extending the duration of the buff. That's round 1. Round 2 is pretty much the same stuff though. Probably not a fantastic showing, but hey man, Mayhem 3 is hard. Or at least it can be. Still do pretty good damage, even without the star. Not fantastic damage, especially when you're dealing fire all the time. Alright, here we go. This is what you like to see. Pop them up. Where'd he go? There it is. See, that's unfortunate. So you have to kind of learn how to position yourself with this shield. And you can use whatever element of shield you really want to. You don't need to use corrosive or anything like that. I just recommend that if you're going to use cryo, which cryo is amazing for this because you can get freezes off pretty much all the time. That if you're going to use cryo, don't use cryo shield and the cryo stone. Like, you should vary up your elements a bit to make sure that you don't get gibbed by any particular type of resistance. I think the one thing that got me at first was I was stacking too hard on one type, and that obviously can cause issues if you run into people who are resistant. Probably not using my grenades as much as I should either. Normally I'm not really focused on talking when I play. This is kind of outside my comfort zone, but I did want to show the Slaughter Shaft in action with the build since it is kind of a unique build and it is kind of different, so this is what you don't like. See how it's doing that thing with the exploding on the floor? So that's the one real big problem with the shield. That if it comes into contact with the floor, you are not doing anything. You're not doing any damage. You may see the particle effects for it, but you aren't actually doing any damage. So what I really would like to see is for them to bring the damage down to normal. You know, obviously this is kind of crazy, right? This is a lot of damage. I'm able to kill an elite in 2 pumps of a shotgun. Maybe that's not super crazy, but I'm not using like hard anointments either. I'm just using standard 100% weapon damage anointments. Come on. This guy's trying to be difficult. Can even phase grasp him. If I were using something like phase cast with maybe stillness of mind or something that could proc the phase lock for me, that could be viable to use with big anointments, but I think this is the best way to go because you get the phase lock pretty much for free, and it bounces many times. So, you know, obviously this is going to be... Oh, here we go. Nice demo of the phase locking. I probably shouldn't be reloading there since the phase lock actually gives you your reload back whenever you kill something with it. But hey, habits, right? Yeah, I think this is pretty much a good demo. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end the video then. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.